back to another episode of Turn the Mac Podcast. It's your host, Oscar Daddy Joy Poppy, Jameson Poppy, aka the band, aka just playing baby in a relationship. I ran right through that shit like a fucking track star. But another week, another episode, of course. I'm excited to be here. As you can see by the visuals, your boy is not playing. How many episodes consistently have you seen like different visuals and you've been enthralled? I don't know what that word means. I like saying it. Enthralled by the visuals and just pulled in. You know what I mean? Like, come on, nobody's doing it like me. Nobody. Mula said it best. I think I'm better than before. Like, I love that track. I don't know what it's called, but I like that he did that. Anyway, new episode means new guest. I'm going to let this guy introduce himself because he's a podcaster, so he has an intro of himself. Go ahead.
Actually, you know what? Before I get started, I want you to run. Your intro is kind of interesting. I wanted to ask you about, break it down for me. Before I start,
okay.
Jameson Poppy. That's all I got from there.
Yep. Jameson Poppy.
Yeah.
Oxford Daddy.
What's Oxford Daddy? What is that? Put me on.
When I go to parties, right? This is my younger days. I'm a man in a relationship now, so I've slowed down. But
all right.
The first thing I do when I go to a party is take over the aux cord. Why? Okay. Because the people, they need my energy. Right?
Okay, so, all right.
But at first, when you start doing this, people don't really respect you like that. Because like,
facts.
who's this guy, stranger or whatever? We start playing the tracks, people start dancing, like, hold on, this guy's onto something. Yeah. And so ever since then, I kind of just ran with that name of like Oxcord Daddy, you know. Okay. Jameson Poppy is pretty obvious. You know, every episode I was drinking Jameson.
I seen that, yeah.
Direct Poppy. I mean, Direct Poppy. But also, I've literally had a Direct since I was in grade 1. And that's 2001. Like, my pops got me one. Really? I on everything. Grade 1.
Yeah, all right. On
everything. So, only makes sense. Direct Poppy. What else? So, Oxford Daddy, Direct Poppy, Jameson Poppy, a.k.a. Let me see what's in them pants. Pretty obvious. AKA just
what?
Playing.
Sorry?
AKA let me see what's in them pants.
Okay.
Pause. It's for women, you know. AKA just playing. I'm in a relationship. So it's pretty, you know what I mean, self-explanatory.
I appreciate you, because I will only hear Jameson.
Of course. I mean, that's
I was like, what is this guy saying? Okay.
Exactly. That's what
Thank you. Appreciate that.
It's kind of like the academics. Academics check in. Nobody knows what he's saying, right? But it's the academics check in and whatever. All right. But now go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
My name is Ibou, Mr. Activated. I got a podcast called Activated Podcast. Been doing it since 2017, October. In the city of Toronto, I host events. I shoot videos. I hate the term content creator, but I mean, this is the era we live in, right? Like, I do partake in a lot of curating, you know, in the scenes, like, outside of what people see. I think I touch a lot of up-and-coming podcasts here in the city. A lot of people reach out to me. So I try to, like, be part of the culture, right? Because I think a lot of the times that people only think you're relevant based on what they see.
Of course.
But it's like, you know, when you check in, you know, I think that my influence runs a little deeper than that. And, you know, I just enjoy conversations, to be honest with you. Of course.
You can't be in this game if you don't enjoy conversations, you know?
I've heard some bad.
Of course.
Are we throwing shots today? No, but I mean, yeah. I think it's not even enjoying conversation. It's the art of conversation. I think that's what people don't understand. Like, there's an art of shaping a great conversation. It's not random. Even though when you see people do it, you think it's random, but
it's not, and that just shows that how good they are at doing it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you can see awkward pauses. I said see, because you see it on the person's face who's listening to the person answer. Yeah. He's thinking about, what am I going to ask next, instead of listening to what the person they're interviewing is saying. So like you said, there's an art to this shit. It's not just pick up a mic, go to Best Buy, get it to, okay, I'm a podcaster now. Yeah, for how long? You know, that's the biggest part. For how long? But
I like to throw the year in there. I mean, it's a slight, just knowing how long I've been around, and like I was talking to your mans earlier, it just feels like I'm getting started, right? Like the first 4 years, it feels like I was just trying to figure things out. Now I'm like, oh, I've actually figured some of it out. No, so it's about taking it to this next level and figuring that out. Yeah.
So how did you get started?
You know, back in the days, for me, it was a need that I saw in Toronto. At the time, there was almost no podcast. And my favorite podcast to listen to was Billion Idiots at the time.
This is what year, 2015?
It was like 2-3 years before I started mine. So around there. And Joe Budden, of course, but I no longer listen to that.
Damn, we're going to get into that.
But, like, so one thing I loved about the podcast was, like, when they were, like, they needed something to be done in the city, they could just say it over the podcast and things started happening. Like when you have events and things like that. So at the time I looked at, like, in Toronto, we didn't have that. Like, we didn't really have anything to dictate the culture. Like, the closest thing we got to that is G98.7 and Flow, right? Which is...
And the service of G98.7 is not the greatest. Like, once you go through a speed bump, it's gone. Right? So that's the frustrating part, because that station was actually
Listen, I don't know if because I worked there. I got fired recently, but we had a show. I had a show on there up until September. African Groove show with my man Bonde on there. And I mean, to speak to that signal thing, I know now we're going all over the place, but you know, to be in radio, especially as a black radio, this is space owned by white people.
Of course.
So even them getting to the radio station, it took them 10 years. The application took 10 years, right? So you got to understand how dedicated, rest in peace, Mr. G, how much he wanted to really get it done. And at the time, it was at Flow, left Flow, and created G98. So past, I think, like, when you go past Scarborough a bit, there's another station with the same signal, frequency.
Okay.
So then it literally, once you go past a certain point of 401, it cuts off because the ownership on it just refused to let that go. Even though G98 was a bigger platform. I mean, when you control things, you're like, you know, if somebody ever go and get your name and create a website, right? You're going to have to pay him to get the website back. Or
your shit,
or, you know what I mean? He could just tour around with it, right? So that's what's going on with that. But I think, you know, that's why I started. It was to create a platform to allow people to come in there and tell their stories, because I think that outside of what we see on Instagram to be popping, is really it's people out here really just doing it, but that you don't run into, or you don't get exposed to, right? Yeah,
and that's the thing. That's kind of like the name of the game, right? A lot of times people are showing you things, and even me in this platform is a bit tough too, because I don't post as much as I should on the podcast page, but I'm always doing stuff related to the podcast. You know what I mean? So it teaches I had to learn from the guys, my team, you know, everyone around me, of being like, yo, like, we get to a spot that's amazing. The first thing they're doing is Snapchatting. At first, I was kind of upset because I'm like, we're here to work. And you guys are like, you know what I mean? You're selling it. Yo, we're here to work. But essentially, that is part of the work as well. Because you're showing people, oh, you're in their face. You know what I mean? It's brand resonance. Like, I've gone to school for this, and it only pieces together once you actually sit back. But anyway, doing that is part of the work as well. And it's something that I'm learning and I'm getting more comfortable with as well. But yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing of kind of showing, look what I'm doing. It feels cringy sometimes, but it's part of the work, man.
So yeah, I mean, that's that from my end.
Okay. Let's just want to get straight into the episode.
Let's do it.
All right. We started the episode talking about podcasting, people getting into podcasts. This person has been responsible for a lot of people's podcasts in terms of them just wanting to get into it. We're talking about none other than the Godfather. I don't call him the Godfather, but some people call him the Godfather.
Is he the Godfather?
Not to me. The Godfather podcasting, Joe Rogan.
Yes.
All right. For those who don't know what's going on with his situation, I mean, videos of his have resurfaced, him being really racist, saying the N-word, racist conversations, jokes that he said. They all came out, and of course, you know, everyone's banding together to cancel him, take him off the platform, going against Spotify, and, you know, kind of saying, how can you guys support this and everything, right? So that's essentially the whole conversation going on around this. Were you aware of this?
I've heard the clip about him speaking about, I don't know where they went to a neighborhood and it was like, we're literally into Planet of the Apes.
Oh, I don't know if it was a neighborhood. I know that he was talking about being in a theater. And
so, but the theater was in the neighborhood.
I think so, but the whole conversation was essentially about him, you know, speaking about there being a lot of black people and they're making a lot of noise. Like, it feels like we're in Planet of the Apes here. Yeah, that came out.
I mean, that's the one I heard. So the one that it was that, like, they I think he was saying that they wanted to go watch Planet of the Apes in one of those neighborhoods, and then when I got there, they was like, oh, we literally are in Planet of the Apes.
I didn't see that clip. That's insane.
Yeah. So that's the clip that I heard, and them kind of like joking around. And I think even as he said it, he kind of like retracted, like, yo, that's a little racist or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do I feel? See, the thing is, you know, you get popular enough, you'll get canceled, right? If your shit get popular enough, I'm sure they're gonna go back to your earlier episode when you was wilding, and then do it. Now, I just want to put it out there: white people, stop saying the N-word. That's it.
It's that simple.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't get caught up. Don't be in your space and don't record. Like, I don't know what space we got into where you know, white people feel like they could say this is definitely not the time to like this is a time where everybody getting canceled.
Yeah.
Do I know if he's racist? No, I don't know. I've never interacted with him.
That was
right.
gonna be my next
So,
question. Yeah.
like I could, from what I've seen, like I don't really get caught up in that kind of stuff. Me personally, right? Because once again, like I don't know him personally. I know that other people have a lot more perspective on who he is and outside of his podcast and outside of him being a host at Fear Factor back in the days, I know nothing about Joe Rogan, right?
Right.
And I've also only listened to like 3-4 episodes where people that I respect got on the platform and I listened to it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, there's a price to pay for everything.
Of course. You touched on a few things, man. One, I actually listen to his podcast a lot. Like I watched the full episodes. He has some really interesting people on there, really good interviews.
Yeah.
But in terms of the N-word video that came out, I hate when people say this. Oh, it's taken out of context. It kind of is, because he is of that school of white people that said, if we're gonna talk about a word, we're gonna say it, right? Whether it's the F word referring to gay people. They don't say the F word, they say the F. You know what I mean? They actually say it.
Yeah.
And I never liked that because with that kind of thinking, you're essentially ignoring the group of people that are saying, hey, don't say it. Regardless of what context it is, don't say it. Yeah. You're saying, fuck that, I'm going to say it, right? Yeah. So he's of that school. Him, comedian like Kurt Metzger is another big guy. He has a Race Wars podcast I listened to in the past too. He was one of those people. Let's do a little pivot. Okay, so Kurt Metzger, he had a whole ceremony on his podcast in terms of him wanting to say the N-word. His co-host is black. He's white. The ceremony was the following. So in order for him to say the N-word, they would play the He-Man theme song. Like, you know, He-Man, the cartoon? But they changed the words to nigger. So that would be the song, right? And the black co-host would have to go over from his side of the table to his side and put his meat on his co-host's shoulder. And that's the only way that he'd be able to say the N-word. I just want to let you guys know that.
How do you even know? Like, why?
Because I listened to the podcast, and that's what they explained. I never watched it, thank God. But
Did someone come up with that, man?
I have they never explained how they came up with it. Yeah, but that's what they were doing. Anyway, back to Joe Rogan though. He was of that school of people. You know, that said like, if I'm going to talk about, I'm going to say it.
I want to say
I don't like that, like I said, because you're kind of ignoring that group. But do you think that makes somebody racist?
I don't know. Like I said, like it's hard for me to go, yo, he's racist, he's not. Yeah. But it's like there's no entitlement. You don't get to say whatever you want, right? Like let's be clear. You cannot say it. There's no contextual means that allows you to say it. Yeah. You can't say it's like if today I say the F word and somebody come and correct me, I have to respect that, right? So I think that a lot of times you get. And he's big, so obviously he has an ego. You don't get that big without a certain level of ego. So obviously his ego is like, yo, I'm gonna say whatever I want. But once again, there's a price to pay. Freedom. There's no such thing as freedom of speech, right? So it's like, is he racist? I don't know enough, right? Like I could just come up and be like, yo, but the N-word, he knows it now, right? Like he can't say it. He shouldn't have. Even to the fact that people actually have proof. I've seen a compilation,
right?
A compilation of video of him. Like I'm like, oh, this guy is wild.
That's what I was referring to.
Should he be canceled? That's a whole different thing. But I think that you can't. The thing about us humans, and I think that our interaction with each other is that if you're aware this, what you're saying make other people uncomfortable. Yeah, it's not a reflection of them. It's you to have to take it in and be like, you know what? Let me figure this out. How much does it matter to you to say the N-word where you're making everybody else uncomfortable? What is it worth it to you? To me, it's not. Especially a word of that magnitude. Yeah. Stay away from it.
But it sounds like it makes too much sense. You know, niggas don't like common sense. So they're never going to listen to that. But, you know, you hit it right on the head, bro. But my question, too, is what do you think Spotify should be doing? If anything.
Spotify don't care. They pay him to produce, like... And also, you gotta think about who is Spotify, who created Spotify. It's white people who, to a certain level, right? To the naked eye, there's a lot of things that they did, you know, only for money, right? They're not there because they like you, no, right? They there because they need to make because you bring them money. Of dollars. Exactly. That's it. Yeah. Now it's bold of them to stand by him, right? But it's because it like for all of this, they could kind of weather through it. But if something really comes up. You know, rape allegation. Who knows at this point? Because clearly somebody want to get rid of him. how long do you continue to stay beside him? True. Yeah, the nigga shit you gonna get over because niggas have no power.
Yeah, and that's the
fact, right? Like it's like.
But what I don't like is how we get surprised every time things like this happen. Like they don't care about us. Every time, Louis Vuitton, like Balenciaga, Gucci, all these people have come out and had racist shit come out that just says, I don't give a fuck about black people and what they've gone through. And guess what? People are still buying them.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of the planet is asleep. Like the majority of everybody is asleep. But
I don't like that term asleep.
No, they sleep.
Okay, so break down what
because nobody challenges the status quo, right?
Right.
So if we're really conscious, what's your background? Congolese.
Yeah.
The phone is stolen from your
Colton,
country.
Yeah.
So if we're awake, if we're really like conscious about it, these cameras that we're using, everything ties back to it. But you got to be asleep to a certain level to get through life. But some people are like they don't hit the snooze button.
I think people are only hitting the snooze button. I think at this point, everyone kind of knows what's going on, but you say, hey, we're not gonna talk about that right now. Because you're making the choice to just ignore it.
I don't think people know what's going on, right?
I think you're giving them too much credit.
Because until something hits you personally, you're not making moves. If today, for example, right?
Okay.
The cell phone thing, we don't care, right? The day you take a trip, you go to Congo, you go to where these things are coming, and you see it, you experience it, you could touch it. You might not get rid of your cell phone, but there's a level of consciousness that would rise from you. It's easy to chill. In North America, since I've been in, maybe once or twice I've experienced power outage.
Okay.
Maybe once or twice. I go back to Niger every summer. Sorry, not every summer, every December. Power outage is a thing.
In Congo, it's every week. It's daily.
No, it's like it's couple times a day, right?
Yeah.
So now we don't know what the struggle is to even like keep our cell phone powered up because we just plug it in. We're not conscious about a lot of the things. That's why we're able to just go through life in this part of the world, right? So, I mean,
I agree. Sorry to cut you off. I agree with that aspect of it, but in terms of it has to hit you personally, I'm going to push back on that a little bit too because, like I said, we're in the age of everyone being conscious, fake conscious. You know what I mean? You're on Twitter saying, oh, this is whatever. Even if you're fake tweeting it, you know what it is. You know what the situation is, but you're actively ignoring it, which is what everyone's doing.
But there's a difference of you tweeting with your phone at 100%, then you tweet with 1% left, and you're choosing to pursue this tweet knowing that your phone going to die, knowing that you can't talk to anybody else.
You think
if you had to tweet or talk to your mother 1% on your phone, what do?
I'm not gonna answer that. Hold on, because but this is why.
I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, like
what I'm saying is this. So you think humans are inherently good? They're not. What I'm telling you is, when they're in that 1% situation, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's so fucking bad. Oh my god!" Just because they want to get to 100%, not because kids are being killed to make these phones. No, it's selfish. I want my phone to be back at 100%. Once it's back, ooh, thank God, I was almost broke.
Yeah,
that's all it's about. So you can put people in these deserts. They're not gonna give a fuck. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about what?
Anything about people that are not themselves. If people are suffering and if you have to die to make this phone, oh my God, 5 minutes, I'm going to care about you. And then life goes on because my phone works. And that's what I'm saying.
And it goes back to what I'm saying. If today, right, if you never caught COVID or you don't know anybody that's directly died from COVID, you don't care about vaccine.
But that wears off is what I'm saying.
No, it doesn't wear off because it hasn't affected you, right? Like the same thing, like I know people who mother died from COVID. They're not playing. If you're talking to them about not getting vaccinated, they're going to jump you. But for you, if you never felt that loss, well, how can you care? You're caring on the surface.
I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about just the nature.
Even me, I'm talking about in general, right? So that's what I'm saying.
I really think that stuff wears off to people.
What wears off?
That feeling of caring for a little bit, of being like, yo, this is serious. People are actually dying from this. Yo. Check in on them in 4 years. Where you at? Oh, yo, but I'm fucking up. That was in the past. I've evolved. People only care for a certain amount of time.
I think we're saying the same thing, right?
Yeah,
I'm saying that, like, yes, because it doesn't affect me, I care for as long as this is trendy, right?
No, I'm talking about the people who are affected. Even them, they're going to care for a certain amount of time.
It's impossible. If your mother passed away from COVID, you can't get over that.
Okay.
This is impossible. If you personally, I don't know, like, let's say you're somebody you know, and now we're being extreme. Somebody you know got on Air Canada and that plane crashed, and Air Canada refused to pay you money. You might never get on Air Canada.
Of course.
So for everything that happens to us, it's as real as our level of consciousness and how much that has directly affected us. And when I mean directly, meaning like you feel pain from whatever you're going through. Most people move on because it's a trend, right?
That's what I mean. Like for the phone things, especially, like you can go back home and see these kids going over this, but I just got this fire tweet off. You know what I mean? Like, and I got it through my phone. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you're only gonna care for a certain. But I mean, you're saying the same thing essentially, right?
Yeah. What I was saying that like we're not conscious. We're just we're just living in a perfect world that doesn't exist, and it's only built on other people's misery. And that's a fact.
Are humans ever gonna get on the same page though?
No, of course, it's impossible.
Yeah, I think once that happens, the world's over, bro.
I mean, I don't even think it's gonna happen, to be honest with you.
What I'm saying. I think once it happens, it's like, all right, it's done.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
But yeah.
Let's get into a lighter conversation. Super Bowl predictions. It was honestly, this is why I like having people who actually have conversations. No shade to any of my guests. That sounds crazy. Fuck, I fucked up.
I think it depends on the guest that you got and the level of conversation. I think for me, it's harder for me to talk on the surface because it irritates me, right? Because it's like once I knew better, I had to do better. It wasn't like I'm not doing it because we're on the podcast. I'm not doing like anybody that know me personally know, I'm flawed as a human being. Yeah. But for the things that I know, I can't just like, all right, let me just sidestep. You know what I mean? But Super Bowl prediction.
Hold on, back to the conversation. I'm sorry, guys. I hope the listener are enjoying this. But back to the conversation.
Yes,
so, have you ever cheated?
No.
Okay, then you're living by that. Then.
I mean, I was the guy that broke up before I cheated.
We're the same nigga.
Because I didn't want to deal with the consequence. No, it doesn't make me better though.
Damn.
It makes me a coward.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm nigga. What do you mean?
We're gonna take this out. No, because what it is I was too pussy to tell a girl I'm not into this.
Oh.
So I just figured out a way to get out of it, and then what to do to justify myself because I would feel too bad, right?
Okay, then.
The right thing to do, and I don't know if you did. I'm just talking about myself.
I did it.
It's like I don't want to be in this.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why I'm breaking up and I'm moving on. Earlier, I would just figure it out and then leave. Now it's different, obviously. Yeah. Once I knew better, I started to do a little better.
But, okay, in that breakup situation, right? Like, what happened? I don't want to talk too much about my own business, but I mean, yeah, no, in that situation, honestly, like you can kind of see where things are going, and I'm not talking about like you wanting to cheat. I'm just saying about little annoyances start to become bigger annoyances, which means that you're no longer aligned with this person. You no longer feel the same way you did before, and that's how I was able to kind of assess it and be like, hey, I don't think things are working out anymore, and it's not your fault. I just feel like I'm in a different place, essentially. That's how I rolled it out.
Every single time. Yeah.
Well,
okay. All right.
I feel like it also depends on the level of seriousness of the relationship. You know what I mean?
That's how you. Okay.
That's how I took it. Yeah, I think if it's a more serious relationship, then it deserves a breakup. But if it's like a 5 to 6 monther, and it's like, all right, bro.
What determines a serious relationship? The time spent or your intent? Because it shouldn't matter, right? If you're in it for a month, if you're intentional about it, it's the same conversation we'll have for 10 years. If you are intentional.
Yeah, but that's a good question. No, I'm not afraid.
Let that one go.
I'm not afraid. No.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, it's a really good question, though. I think I'm not sure. I think it's just where I am in my life, I guess, maybe. Because even when I'm, like, younger, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm only going to be 19 once. So, I'm not that mean I'm going to cheat. That just means I'm going to enjoy the fruits that are currently displayed in front of me. Take that as you will. Moving on to Super Bowl predictions. who you got, man? I don't watch football.
To be honest with you, I haven't watched football in 2 years.
Yeah, I never watched it ever. I'm just
Bengals.
I put money on Bengals. Yeah. So
that's crazy. The Bengals are back in the Super Bowl. They haven't been a good team since back when Chad.
Did I just lose money?
Yeah, they haven't even been decent since.
Did I just lose money? Yeah.
I stopped watching football.
How come? Cap?
Yeah, the whole. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, Cap once again raised the level of awareness for me, but then it's like, then I was like, I'm not gonna watch this week. I'm not gonna watch next week.
Yeah.
Then I went a month. Then I went a year. Then I realized I didn't really care about football. Right? I realized that like, yo, I really don't give a shit about this.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me directly. I'm not tuned in. And then 2 years later, like I've, substitute that time to doing things that further me on a personal level. So,
Of course.
am I gonna watch it tomorrow? Probably, right? There's events and my friends pulling up, but
Yeah.
it's not something that I like.
Generally care about.
Yeah.
Right? Right.
Even my favorite team growing up was Washington Redskins, right?
Damn.
And then I found out what the term Redskins, like, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
this is
a
wild.
lot of
But I
weird
was,
shit,
I was young. That's, you're born, you grew up, and this is just the team that everybody loves around you, and then
Yeah.
you just,
hop
you
on
don't
that
make your
bandwagon,
choice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But Bengal, you said Bengal, I'm going to pick Bengal.
Yeah, I put money on Bengals too. Hopefully they. That's what he said. Yeah. That's
Year of the
basically-
Titan.
It is the year of the Tiger. This year is the year of the Tiger, so it makes sense. Everything's aligned. Hopefully Izzy also wins the UFC fight tonight because I've got money on that as well.
Do you guys actually put money up? You bet?
It's small money. It's small money. I do, but it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, nah,
Like
man.
it's nothing. If I were to lose it, I'd start panicking. No.
I see people put like 200, 100. I'm like, whoa.
People put thousands. Like I had a friend put. I had a friend put 500.
100 is light work.
He put 500, and the payout was like not even at 2. I think it was like 1.4. So and he lost it. So like, imagine I'm just like, fam, what the fuck? It's not even worth
Yeah,
it.
it
Had it been
doesn't-
2,
it doesn't make
had it been
sense.
2.2, I'm like, okay, I get it. You can like get back 1.1 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's fire, but not even 2, and he lost it. Super L.
Some people like that, but you know.
Yeah, nah, but I think we're good. What's that?
Big risks, big rewards.
Hey man, it is what it is. Get it how you live. Get it how you live, man. But no, I think we're done with sports. Let's get into music. I want to bang on the table so bad, but the mics are different. You know who dropped music, man?
We could do a little sound effects.
What was that? I have no idea what it is.
It was a little ping, 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 ping.
Okay, fire. You know who else dropped, man? Kanye. The one and only. I'm saying it like this because him
See,
and
as soon
I
as you say Kanye started coughing,
you
it's
see, because
crazy.
you feel sick. You feel sick. You don't know how to act. But him and I had conversations off cam. He does not share the same love for Kanye that I do.
Nah.
But he did put out 2 tracks. Recently, he put one out with Pusha T.
Mm-hmm.
He put one out with 5Yo as well. Is it 5Yo or Phoebe?
5-year
5Yo Foreign.
Yeah.
Right? Let's start with the track with Pusha T.
I mean, I listened to the track. It didn't speak to me at all. I mean, here's the thing, right? And the conversation we had was that I understand Kanye's influence of this generation. Actually, when you sent me the stuff, I went back and I listened to College Dropout up until whatever. It was great music. It was sonically good, and I can understand how Kanye got to where he got, right? But it's certain music that just don't speak to me, right? And if I tell you that 50 Cent is my favorite all-time artist, right? You look at me crazy, but that was actually the first music that I listened to.
Same.
And it spoke to, like, I could
Many
you could
men.
put up like any song from 50. I know the lyrics back and forth, right? But I'm not a hater. I understand Kanye has stolen from people.
Yo, that's crazy. Time
He has used
This guy
it.
just said, yo, I'm not a hater, but that nigga's a thief. But, I'm just saying.
I mean, Kid Cudi, he took the whole Kid Cudi situation and ran with it.
I
And
think-
made millions of dollars off somebody else's. Literally, like, and I was watching a documentary. If you haven't
Kid
seen
Cudi?
it, go to Amazon and watch it. And it was just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't even up on Kid Cudi to that extent. When we started to hear Kanye do a little and singing, like, that was literally somebody else's whole creation,
He stole
right?
my whole shit. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But listen, man, I know that people love him for whatever reason.
That's crazy.
For whatever reason, right? I mean, there was a time.
I said it twice. That's crazy.
There was a time where Kanye made sense as a person, so I could respect the individual. I can't respect the antics. I'm not.
Oh, so you can't separate the artist from the art, essentially?
It depends what it is,
Okay.
because you gotta understand, like when Kanye goes out and he prays all these white men, like, to me, I'm like, it doesn't make sense, right? Because that is a direct correlation of, like, as a black person, you want to feel like somebody's really fighting for you, or are they fighting for themselves?
Yeah, he's fighting for himself.
And Jay-Z said it. Nobody's free till we are free. And that's a fact. Like, just because one person achieve a certain level of financial freedom and everybody else in the hood, it don't make sense. The same niggas gonna run up on you and take whatever you got. They might take your life. So that's the correlation to me. I think that you get caught up in the whole Kanye. And honestly, as far as I'm in the culture, I don't tune into the drama. Like, that does not push me at all. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Will Smith dropped a book about things that he been through, trauma. Like, that's what speaks to my soul. But everything else, I'm like, Like, until you even send it to me, I'm like, Kanye did what? Kim, what? You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You create your own bubble, but I understand Kanye is important to the culture, right?
Very.
Kanye went on TV and said George Bush don't care about black people in the time, and that was just moving. But the
that's
boy,
the thing, like, because-
lost his mind a bit, you know what I mean?
But that's the thing, right? He's lost his mind until you care about the cause. Because somebody can say the same thing about him going out on TV saying this about the president, but it needed to be said.
Yeah.
Kanye's an erratic person. He's not always in the greatest state of mind. He's gonna do things we're not gonna agree with. And right now he's been doing this for quite some time, so I can't defend his behavior, his antics. I'm not gonna defend him. But do I still enjoy Kanye? Yes, like you said about 50 Cent, right? There's a connection you make with these artists, and going forward, it's like their antics. It kind of goes through that. It doesn't penetrate that force field of the love that you have for that artist. So that's where I am with Kanye. But he dropped music, and Kanye can't make a bad record to me.
Nah, you can't say that.
He can't make a bad record.
You can't say that. He's made plenty.
I think he can make songs that are less good.
What's that?
Okay,
Come on, man.
Poopity, yeah, he's Poopity Scoop. That song with Lil Pump was terrible too. But no, what's that?
Wasn't that drama itself?
Which one?
Poopity Scoop song.
Oh yeah. There was a lot of antics surrounding that. That's true. It was the beat that's supposed to go to Drake, but he ended up using it and just trolled him. So it's shit like that. You're a grown man and you're doing this. I don't understand. But
I mean, it's the same reason why Drake gets us to go listen to his music every time he drops, because we are
Drake
in
the
love.
what? You call Drake the GOAT?
Drake is up there.
Hey, he's up there, but did you call him the GOAT? Did I mishear?
The GOAT? No.
Okay. Go on. Sorry, I just misheard.
What's your issue with Drake?
No. I just heard the GOAT.
I mean, 20 years from now, Drake will be the GOAT, because nobody's gonna remember everybody else that came before him.
Well, that's the
like undeniably by far.
That's the thing about history, bro. Can't rely on it.
How far does your history go?
10 years.
All right. There you go.
That's it. And then 10 years is gonna be another.
But why do we front on Drake? I don't understand this.
We're gonna get into that, but I still want to show some love to Kid Cudi right now, because you mentioned his documentary. It did come out. I watched it. Very fucking good documentary. I'm so upset that I didn't even come on the platform and really just talk about it. But dog, the love I have for Kid Cudi is just he's one of those people where like everyone who really just relates to him and just loves him, they feel like he saved him, right? I feel that same way too, but I was never suicidal, but it just feels like it's someone who speaks to an experience that for some reason I'm able to relate to so well. It's insane. But no, I mean that documentary was amazing.
I watched that documentary, I cried a bit, you know what I mean? It's hard to be tough seeing what one person what he had to do to be here. I think a lot of time we forget. I mean, my biggest fear is to make it, and I think that to a certain level, I don't want to be famous. To a certain level, I enjoy this.
I feel
right?
that 100%.
Because it's a lot of things that will be out of your control once you get past a certain level, right?
Yeah.
I just want to be in a position that like my family's taken care of. I could do, and I'm on my way to that, right? It's a lot of things that I'm able to do for my family, for me, that I wasn't able to do 5 years ago. But I don't crave the I want to be known, because that comes with a whole different level of baggage that you don't even know if you're gonna survive through that.
A whole lot of new issues that you didn't even consider. I mean, that same goes with any kind of stages you hit in life too. Like, I'm a very nostalgic person, right? So when I'm in the moment, I know that I'm gonna miss this moment, which makes me cherish it even more. Does that make sense? So like whether it's hanging around with the homies, like doing stuff like this, right? Yeah. In 5-10 years, I'm probably gonna have a family, and I won't be able to do as much as I'd want to. So I appreciate these moments so much. Like, everyone's face here brings joy to my heart, because I'm like, I'm in the moment, right?
But these guys will be around, because they'll have their family too.
Of course,
then you guys will evolve.
But you know what? It's not the same. And that's what it is, right? It's not the same. Like,
why is it not the same? Break it down.
The first chip is not the same as a 35th chip, fam. It's still the same chip, but it doesn't hit the same. You get what I'm saying?
No, you lost me there.
We opened the bag of chips, right? You had the first one. Like, I always wanted these Ruffles. The first one hit. 35th one, it tastes like the 10th. Tastes like the 15th. It doesn't taste like the first one.
Okay. And
that's what I'm saying. It's not the same. I appreciate the process of eating chips, but the first
one.
one.
But how does that correlate to you spending time with your homies when y'all are 35 and 40?
Because It's a
to
new
me,
bag of chips.
To let you know, I think that life gets better when everybody else level up.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying it's gonna get worse.
So
I'm
you
just
know,
saying
like
it's
when
different.
you're older, right? It's like, yo, it's my birthday. Yo, dude, yo, let's go to Paris for the weekend. Yo, wifey, let's pack. Like that's what. So for me, I think that the older I got, the better my life has gotten. And unfortunately, sometimes I can't tap into all the way because everybody's not where I'm at.
Exactly.
Mentally, physically, financially. So
And that's what
it's
I'm
a
saying.
hurdle.
That kind of goes with the thing I'm saying too, where it's like it's not the same, right? Because before you were kind of the same, but now it's like you guys are 35 and you're like you're you know you cushy lifestyle, good house, family, good money. Unfortunately, your friends are not at that level, and now it's all in your face. You get what I'm
Are
saying?
you responsible for that though? If you make it, your friends don't.
I'm still working on that. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Like, you're not
If you make it
responsible.
today and there's people struggling around you, who's responsible?
But like you said, we're not free until all of us. You know what I mean?
All right.
Like, so
That's a good.
it's just I don't know.
That's a
but-
good answer. All right, cool. I like it. I respect it.
Yeah, but now just to wrap this up with saying, big ups to Kid Cudi. What stood out to me the most is the fact that he didn't want to get into Speeding Bullet to Heaven. That album, as soon as it came out, that was his rock album, his anger album, whatever. I enjoyed it because I just, I knew the Cudi, you know what I mean? So, but that album, a lot of people trashed it, piece of shit, whatever. He was in a very, very, very dark space. You can hear it by the song. A lot of times, I just wish I could just die, kill myself, whatever. He didn't want to cover that. That made me emotional. Just watching, like, damn, like I can feel
Yeah,
the
you can't
pain.
even talk about it to get through it. Yeah.
The pain that was in this project was insane. So if you guys haven't done it yet, please go watch that
Keep it,
documentary. Cudi's a super, super important artist. He's going to be talked about for generations to come, man. He's one of those people to me. So,
Dope.
yeah, I just wanted to give those flowers to Cudi. Still on music. We didn't even get to talk about the Kanye tracks. Did you listen to them?
I mean, it was good production.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
which
give
one?
it
You talking about the 5 Year Foreign one?
with Pusha T.
Oh, Pusha T. Okay.
Pusha T one.
What's it called again? It's Diet Coke, right? That's what it's called.
Yes, Diet Coke. Yeah.
Yeah. You were playing it before we started too. Production's good. Video's clean. I mean, it's Kanye, right? You're not gonna when it comes to quality, he doesn't miss. You know what I mean? So he's always there. I'm sorry. What was that? So I thought. All right. So
That's going. But I'm gonna let you have it. You know what I mean?
he did his thing quality wise, and it was cool. But I feel like the track with 504 and really stole the show. It was a 5 track. He's kind of just featured on it, which is the same for Diet Coke too. It's a Pusha T track, but Kanye had verses on both of these tracks. The track, it was called Kings of the City or City of God. City of God. I'm forgetting the name. My bad, Kanye. But City of God with 504, man, that song was insane. People are already calling it verse of the year, which I think is a bit premature, but Kanye did on that track with 504 what 504 and did on the Kanye track on Donda. Because Kanye was on that shit, man.
I ain't listening to Donda. I'm gonna be honest, like Kanye doesn't move me enough for me to give him an ounce of my time to go listen to his music.
That's crazy. Even for what he did in the past?
You only as
He
good
gave
as your
us-
last jumper, man.
You can't. No.
That's a fact.
But if no. Nah,
You only as good as your last jump shot, my man.
not if you're.
You
a
go out there
not
on the
if you're a
court, you
legacy
brick
act.
10, coach gonna put you on the bench.
Even if you're a legacy act.
I mean, what? Huh?
Even if you. No. But I feel like you have to take into account what he's done, right? Let's say MJ were to get on the court right now and just fucking put.
What has
10
Kanye done?
points.
Talk to me, because I mean, like I said, I'm not denying what you're saying, but I'm saying like post like the first two, college dropout, graduate, like
Yeah.
when you get out of that,
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. You didn't enjoy that one?
No,
You're insane. Like that one is undeniable. As in, it's like, okay, this right here.
and
was a
after that
piece.
came what was that when the 808 Heartbreaks?
Yeah.
I think that's when I was like, okay, I'm good.
Actually, no, 808s came before that.
That was when I was like, you
808s
know what,
came
I'm
before
good.
that.
You know what I mean?
808s was
I give
before
you
that.
too much time to. I mean, same thing with like. I mean, 50's my favorite artist, right?
Yeah.
But if he dropped music today, I won't listen to it.
The Kanan tapes came and went.
Came in nice with the whole power situation. Did you watch Power?
Yeah, but like the 50 ain't about that life. The reason why we loved many men, because we knew like
I was about that life,
Yeah,
at 9
like,
years
he
old.
stabbed somebody right before he made the record. But now
Yeah.
it's like, bro, you're a corporate guy. Like if you're not talking to me in that language, meaning like speaking to us at the place where you have evolved.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not dummy. Like, what would I listen to? 50 Cent shooting somebody based on a written script that they wrote for a show,
Yeah.
right? That's not real to me, right?
Okay.
But shout out to Kanye. I mean, you're a Kanye fan, obviously.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean? If it's
yeah. But no,
but-
he go on.
Kanye did what he did.
Yeah, he did his thing. Production was up.
Then he went to the Kardashian household and lost his goddamn mind.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. that household was...
Yeah, I mean, these black entertainers, they gonna learn the hard way. Okay,
Yeah, bro.
you gotta stay away from that.
Yeah. I'm not gonna touch that. I'm not gonna touch
That was an
that.
alley for you. I
Yeah.
lobbed it.
And I just threw it out. Yeah, not mine.
You got a dunk.
You gotta love who you love. That's all I'm gonna say. Love who you love. But yeah, another track to "Scared Money" by YG. J. Cole, your favorite rapper of all time.
All time. J. Cole's top. He's top. He's number one.
Whoa.
Yeah. Remember the conversation that we had and
I'm so impressed. How do you listen to him without falling asleep?
Oh, you true.
I'm fucking around.
You true. I'm about to say, cut this out. We done. But what I was telling you is that the reason why we don't give J. Cole that, J. Cole's not flashy. J. Cole, if J. Cole today, he came and tell you, I got $100 million, which I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
Y'all would respect him way more, right? No. Is that? Yes, you would.
No.
Why do y'all still listen to Rick Ross?
I never really loved Rick Ross like that.
You never? Any Rick Ross fans in the house?
Yeah, he's a huge fan of Rick Ross.
He's a boss. Lyrically. What's Rick Ross' best line? Outside of See, you have to whisper that. Like what? What I'm saying is, like, we're in an era that, like, we want to see the end result. We don't care about the process. We want to see if J. Cole, and we had this conversation too, like when J. Cole's on a feature and he get in that little pocket like, yo, I'm better than y'all lyrically, and he put it musically where it sounds, you can't deny him. Like even when you look at J. Cole's, you go to Apple Music, his biggest tracks are features, like the one he did with Young Thug, like all of these ones. But if you know J. Cole, you know that that's not his best work. But those, why does it work? Because he getting that, oh, I'm going to tell you I got more money than you. I fuck more bitches than you.
Or because he's tied to those people who say that.
Come on, man.
I mean? Like
J. Cole and Young Thug, who you picking? All right. I like.
Wait, we're talking about
Say
lyrics?
what?
We're talking about as an artist or like as lyricism? What are we talking?
Like who you want?
As an artist.
What I want to listen to?
Yeah.
I'm going Thugger.
no.
Thugger has more versatile. Cole has the same like preachy stuff, bro.
But it tells a story.
Nigga,
Bro, hold on. Y'all niggas is disrespectful right
I'm
now.
talking. If I had one choice,
You are putting Young Thug. Now, granted, I'm not saying Young Thug sucks. I'm saying if you have to pick the better artist, like J. Cole is going to go down as the top 5 reshuffle based on your own preference of all time when it comes to rap skill set and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with Drake. Whether you like Drake or not, Drake is going down.
I know.
Drake, right?
I love Drake.
I love Drake too.
But why you don't fuck with Cole? You think Cole's not? Can I hit it in the more? Like, but here's the thing. Like,
He gives me the same key. I want more aggression. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear him rapping about, oh, I got this when it gets. No, but get mad at these stupid people that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, he did it a little bit on that album and had a bunch of colors. I forget what it's called. He had that song ATM, which I thought was
KOD. It's not KOD.
It's KOD.
That's just the floor on that one. I remember that.
Yeah, he did. It's KOD. Like, he was preaching about some real shit. Like, he was like, I forget the bars, but he had some real shit that he was spitting.
Yeah, but
He always has bars.
niggas not conscious. It went over everybody's head.
But this is what I'm saying. If you were to deliver it like, yo, you stupid fuck, like, this is what you should be doing, blah, blah, blah.
Bro, that's literally what he was saying.
But he's saying it.
No, that's literally.
He was, but I'm saying, like, he was like low key whispering it. Whereas if he were to just do it in a better delivery,
Dude even showed y'all a visual where he's making fun of having money.
yeah.
But
he's doing like
back to what I'm
niggas
telling you,
really getting money.
because
You
he
should
doesn't
be doing
boast.
this though.
If he would have shot that, in front of 3 Bugattis, y'all niggas would have paid attention.
No.
If he would have shot that and sat,
I wouldn't. I'm not one of that.
Yes, you would. Yes,
I'm
you
not
would.
part of that group though.
You like Kanye for his antics
I like Kanye
because it's no longer about his music.
We
Music
talked
is
about
trash.
this. I liked Kanye because of where I first discovered him. Right. Same way for you and 50. I started listening to Kanye when I was what, 8? 8 or 9, right? Listen to Kanye and to 50.
Yeah.
So this is the nigga who can dress, cares about this. You know what I mean? Similar to Cudi. It's something I'm able to
Talk about a
relate
nigga rapper. You telling me how he dress?
But this is what I'm saying. No. Cut,
Yo,
okay.
I'm talking about the artistry of what we're talking about, right?
Do you only like Cole because of what he says or how he acts? Exactly. You like Cole because of the whole package, right?
No, I
He
like
preaches-
Cole because
he's conscious.
He's a great artist. I don't even like the consciousness of Cole. I like
no
but
way.
but what I'm saying, like in terms of preference,
Okay.
right? If you give me like, if it was a good thing, you know what I mean, like that's. But when he gets in the other pocket, is like lyrically everything he's saying sonically, it's like, and I heard Charlamagne say this, like what Cole's Tim Duncan.
Yeah,
Nobody
absolutely.
ever talk about Tim Duncan.
Fundamentals. King
He
of
got
fundamentals.
7 rings or however many rings he got, right? And if you put his number against most people in the NBA, like a lot of them don't even come. But why don't nobody care? Because he never gave you alley-oop, windmill. He never. But the man averaged 25, 15 his whole career, bruh.
Yeah.
Like it's so back. I think for Cole, one thing I appreciate about what he's able to do is like, I when I look at it, it's like, yo, this guy's really got $100 million, but he don't even need to tell us. You know what I'm saying? He show up with J's and he make it relatable. You think you're on the same level as Cole if you was running to him. Man, he got a bike. It's a lot of y'all niggas can't afford a car. No, y'all driving. The nigga, he got a bike. He drive around New York City, right?
It's just tough for me because I'm not those people who care about the rappers talking about money. It doesn't move me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can preach it in the group chat. Like, I don't care for like Koti will be talking about bars like, oh, Rick Ross just said this.
Oh,
or
that
Jay
guy.
just talked about this.
Yo, homie, we gotta talk about that, man.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, we'll just finish this. You know what I mean? And it's like, when he talks about those bars, it's like, yeah, it doesn't move me.
No, but honestly, on the side note, I know we got into a little ego back for a second, but let's talk facts for a bit, right? Yeah. I think that when you looking at if you and I was to put up right now, what is the criteria of one of the greatest rapper or GOAT? If you were to, like, here's what we judging based on.
Yeah.
J. Cole is top 3 in all those categories, right? When you're talking lyricism, if you're looking at production, because he's produced a lot of his bigger record. If you look at just versatility, if you look at like storytelling,
I think he might lose a little bit on versatility.
Okay, talk to me.
Because all his songs kind of sound very similar.
And delivery too.
Yeah, he's not switching it up. There's no brand new flows that are
But
coming out.
okay, so tell me a rapper that switched it up that hasn't won and stole somebody else's flow.
That's the thing, right? Yeah, you can say it on
Drake.
Drake is the king of
God.
But you know,
Drake
Drake
said he put Afrobeat on the map.
Drake is like the Thanos of shit, like
you know what I mean? And that's like, and I think once again, I think in the moment we just don't respect because we haven't given time to really sit. You know what I'm saying? Like we haven't sat around with it. We haven't went back and really listened to records. And I think I miss those kind of moments when I'm like looking for new music and I was like, yo, this is the shit that's out right now.
yeah.
Right? Like you go to on Apple Music, like brand new music, you go through it, you might get a track or two. Might. So I was like, damn, am I old or this shit is just pure garbage, right? Like, but it's like in that class, and this is why I love a little bit of, I don't want to say old school, but like it was about skill set, bro. Right now, where we are at in this generation, nobody cares about skill set.
It's about the feeling.
But
it's
in every, and that's also in everything we
Can
do.
we fix these lights? Or I can keep talking. You go.
Yeah. And it's in everything we do, right? It's in podcasting. It's in artistry. Yeah. Like, how many people that we know personally do music? They do more photo shoot than actually giving us music.
This is what I was getting at.
You got the greatest cover art, but the music is pure garbage, right? So it's like, so I kind of enjoy that to a certain extent, and I think, like I said, top 3. I mean, we know, right? Even with picking top 5 best artists of the last 10 years, you got Cole, you got Drake, you got Wale, you got Kendrick. Who you put in there?
Big Sean.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't agree with you,
but you know he has to be up there.
I'll fuck with you. Big Sean's up there. Big Sean's up there.
Definitely. All right, you want to get into the Koti situation? You said. Yeah, no. Me and Koti are cool, bro.
So what's up with you firing people off your podcast, my G?
This guy's crazy.
We just want to know.
Nah, man.
I mean, you're a little spicy.
I
Huh?
addressed the guy. Just the other episodes. No firing at all. Literally, it's a business decision on his behalf. Actually, you know what I mean? It was actually on his behalf. He wants to focus. Decision. Yeah, he was to focus on other things. We're gonna support that. There's never gonna be any bad blood. I've known this guy since we were in diapers. You know what I mean? So it's like that's gonna be my brother forever. You know, whether there's feelings that are being.
I mean, at this point, we might need to hear from him, to be honest.
Absolutely,
because we've heard you throw a little jab.
Yeah.
Now you kind of like PR. You're giving us the PR speech.
Yeah. I mean, he's always. I mean, we can come back on. He's always
I won't be on too. When he comes on, let me. I'm trying to come up there and see what's going on. But I was just obviously I know that sometimes, I mean, it's hard to be in business with people that you have a relationship with, because there's a thin line between the business and the relationship and you know people. And as natural we are, like everybody got an ego. Everybody think they're the man. Everybody wants to figure it out. Facts. Rightfully so.
Yeah, of course.
So I mean, you know, it is your podcast. I'm on your podcast today.
Yeah, but even like you hit it right on the head, right? It's tough with these things. A lot of times when decisions are made, you don't know is this what you're doing to me? But it's not. You're doing to the business, and it's not me. It's a separate entity, right? So it does get tricky with one of those things, you know. But of course, my guy.
But I want to be on because Koti do talk some wild shit on the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
Like, he's Hail Mary and everything. You know what I mean? Hail Mary, God. So I just, you know what I mean? But shout out to him, man. Good on everything, and best of luck in everything he's doing.
Yeah, man. I think we covered all the questions I had for you directly, right? Indirectly, which is amazing about having a great conversation. You know, I had some stuff about Cole, but I still want to know why you don't think Kanye is great.
I say that to say this. I never say he wasn't great. I just said that he wasn't for me.
Touche.
Yeah.
But
Kanye is great. Kanye will go down where we will remember for everything he stood for. But he just need to I think right now he need to prioritize his mental health and do right by his kids and his ex-wife and get out of the cameras. You know what I mean? It's wild. Like, think about it. His daughter's probably old enough to go Google him kissing some random lady on TMZ, and it's like, as a child, you're not gonna make sense of that.
Yeah.
Isn't she doing the same thing?
Who?
Yeah.
But Kanye is black. I'm speaking to my black brothers. I'm not. I don't really. I don't know what's going on with it. I mean, I'm looking out for the likes of me. You know what I'm saying? Kanye is who we love. Kim Kardashian is a byproduct of black man just wanted to try something spicy.
I mean, you hit it right on the head. I'm not gonna. This is his views. You know. If Kim wants to break bread, I'm open to conversation. But
you would?
No, we're not. We don't do that there. We don't do that there.
I'm about to say, where is your moral compass?
It's anyway. But I do want to ask you some things though.
Yeah.
You mentioned obviously the Kim and Kanye stuff, right?
Yeah.
Are you aware that Kanye is trying not to be friends with Kid Cudi over Pete Davidson?
That I didn't hear.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know either. My friend literally hit me up with this, and Kid Cudi was tweeting a whole lot, right? So I'm like, why am I seeing this on my TL? Literally on my way here. And then turns out Kanye said Kid Cudi is not going to be on Donda 2 because he's friends with you-know-who.
I mean, Pete out here slaying, you know, he's slaying the dragon over there, so I heard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's just like, this is so fucking petty. Like, no, but this is getting sad. Like, this is your friend. You're going to cut it off because of this? And you're doing it publicly, too? Like, I'm worried about Kanye's health.
What would you do?
About that situation?
If you were Kanye.
Handle it internally. Be like, yo, fam, like, this is something that, you know, you can't be friends with him, bro.
But he tweeted about it, right? Like, when somebody responds to you on a big platform, you kind of have to. I mean, you got to look at celebrities as us, right? Like, in L.A., you smash a chick, right? Chances are that somebody else ran through that, right? Or vice versa. And I don't want to put an emphasis on just a woman.
Yeah.
But same thing in Toronto, right? You know, you walk in some space, you're like, ooh. You got
a lot of bodies. Yeah.
You're like, you know what I mean? I'm in the club like this now all the time. I said, yeah. I know. But, and it's the same thing. People, it's a small circle. And obviously when everything's a mess, right? You got to step on each other's toes. You mess around with the same chick. Yeah. And it shows you that, like, there's no loyalty in a lot of the way people moves, right? Like, I mean, to me, I think that like it shows you that Kanye probably wasn't friends with.
Kid Cudi
He wasn't friends with Pete. I think him and Kim Cudi had a relationship. That's why he probably hurt him a little bit, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah.
But if I was Kanye, I'm petty too, bro. Oh yeah, I'm taking everybody's head off. Yeah. Like, because you're not about to play with my wife. You know what I'm saying?
The mother of my kids, bro.
Yeah.
4 kids.
Four kids. They over there talking about who this mommy? Who's Pete?
Yeah, nah.
Pete the Dragon Slayer out this
This is crazy.
This is wild too. It's like, damn, bro. Like, and me personally, right? Like, it's at this point in my life, maybe I've grown or whatever it is. It's just some woman that is not worth it for me.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, ooh, she is, but, bro, my homegirl. Like, it's like, let me figure this out another way. So for me, it's like, Pete, like, you got money, you feel like, why Kim? Bro, it's how many chicks is out? Like, why? Like, and even if you was gonna do it, like low key, my G, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but
your house is big enough. Y'all don't. What you going outside holding her hand, going to the grocery store? And,
But do you think that's Pete? Or do you think that's Kim? Right? Because Kim is a machine, right? In terms of doing all the PR bullshit. And
you're right, but
Value up too, right? Pete's value went up.
and this
yeah,
is,
Pete's value definitely went up. But I'm just saying, like, doing that
nah,
whole
he
like,
value. What is this? Meek Mill and Nicki Minaj? Like, what's up? Is this your girl tour? Your own like?
Kim is a billionaire.
Yeah, but as a man,
Yeah.
you can't let that drive who you are. Like, it's
as a man,
about
no.
it's having integrity, right?
Of course. I'm not saying as another man. I'm just saying like the women now are gonna start flocking to him because he got a shorty that had a B.
You
Like,
think so?
He's been look at him, no shade, but bro, ever since Ariana, just women. Oh my God, Pete! Something about Pete.
We got a woman in the room. Is this true? Is this a thing? Do y'all do that? Women have way more standard than men. This is a man will want to like a nigga. Yo, that nigga hit that. Yo, that nigga Duke is the man. I'm gonna get. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get his shawty. Like I know men because men we drive with ego. Women, I don't. I mean, as far as the women that I've interacted with, they can't even ashamed. Like I mean. For me now, it's like I got to come out with full disclosure. Been out here a long time, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, and even me, I'm ashamed, right? When I'm starting to go, I'm like, damn, I did this, right? But I have to because we live in Toronto. People DMing my chick saying like, yo, and people don't even have proof, but it's like,
damn.
That makes me want to look back and go, yo, like that was wild.
Yeah. Bro.
So, and I know women, like, none of them is like, you tell them that they're not, nobody's happy, like, yo, bro, really?
But listen, now that I'm ready for that conversation.
Yeah, go ahead. You've been holding back. I want to hear this.
Yeah, but the same thing that they hate, they actually like.
Of course. But they like it in a way that, like, and once again, I don't want to speak on behalf of women, but I think that, and even for me, right? And I've had this conversation with girls, like, where you will be with one and then she'll lobby her friend. And I'm like, who you trying to play with? So, like, instead of being like, no, I'm good, I'm like, oh, you think I ain't going to do that? Then you do the friend, and then you get another lob, right? But then you look around like, damn, I look like, damn, I was a clown. They I have no fucking self-respect.
You're a pass-around thing, yeah.
This is, no. I mean, but men get praised for that. No, but that's true. You're right. No, you're right. But men, we get praised for that. Growing up, that's what made you a man. At least that's how you connected to yourself to your manhood. Now looking back at it, I would never do that. So to me, it's like, if I'm even interested in a woman, if I'm not intentional about what I'm trying to build here, I wouldn't even pursue it.
Yeah, but don't you think like you had to do that to get here?
For sure. If
that's what I mean. So
no, you don't. No, hold on. This guy tried to trick me. I don't think I had to do it. I think that because I wasn't aware of it, it just became a thing that happened. Okay. Right, but I didn't have to run through one. I didn't have to beat it because to the core of me, that's not who I am. Actually, yeah. I became that person because
the nasty women around me, bro. Yeah, I get you.
No, not the woman, but like you become. But let's be clear, like even as men, like we look at women as like, okay, she's top tier. She's and that's just the reality of things, right? So as a man, what you need to do to be looked as that, you gotta have a certain level of integrity to you. Yeah. You gotta be a provider. You gotta give the aspect that you could protect, and then you gotta be, you know, charismatic and all that stuff. So once you figure that out, like you 8 out of 10 for most women that you pursue.
Yeah.
As long as they're over 25.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like,
Yeah, no, as long as they, over 25, because women, they mature a lot faster than men.
Absolutely.
And then, you know, it's like, it's the gift and the curse. So now, consciously as a man, you got to decide, yo, this is too easy. Do I still go to the cookie jar and get the cookie for every time? Because you can. You figure out
I
how to
have
open
friends who just love cookie jars, bro.
And that's it.
And I tell them, I'm like, yo, fam, you need to stop. Like, yo,
Them
the cookies-
calories going to catch up.
Nah. Niggas saying the cookies are
You
still
got-
hitting, bro. They're not stale yet.
Yeah. But them calories will catch up. And that's the thing. And I think that, I don't know, what's better than what we used to do is to be in a relationship right now with a woman that she knows that, like, my man is all about me. He's made mistakes. He's solid. He could go to the club. He could be with his homeboys.
Mm-hmm.
He could be in that space, and I could trust that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I think
But-
Duke not fucking with this.
no.
But you're in a relationship.
Exactly. I'm absolutely fucking with it, but I feel like sometimes people take it for granted. I'm like, you know, people cheat, right? Like, I'm saying, like, they're so used to things going correctly that it's like you gotta show them like world vision sometimes. Remember we used to see those commercials on TV?
Hold on.
Follow me. Remember we see those commercials on
'cause
TV,
you
right?
right?
Right? Those
Work.
commercials like, oh, $1 a day, you can feed them, whatever, right? It's not right. I don't agree with it, but it shows you perspective of like things could be worse than what it is right now. That's why I'm saying.
Wait,
If
what?
you're-
What?
if you're not-
See, dude, you've been on a path and then you lose me completely.
Let me break it down. So,
Please, yes.
where you lost? The World Vision?
About perspective. How does that
Yes.
give you perspective?
Watching World Vision?
Yeah.
Because they don't have any food. They don't have anything.
But that's not even the reality. That's a fabricated reality.
You're getting too deep with this.
But that, I mean,
You're getting too real. No,
but
let's-
you know better,
let's
right?
take
This is
J. Cole
what.
out.
No, hold on. But this is
Pretend
what
to be
we're
Kodak
talking
Black.
about.
Yeah.
You know better.
Of course I know better. I'm just saying this.
Okay.
Follow me in this very surface conversation.
All right, talk to me.
You good? You
All
good?
right. Yeah.
World Vision? Kids starving, no food? Mm-hmm. Good? I'm saying, liken that to the comparison of being in a relationship and telling her, hey, things are amazing, right? Switch the TV on, World Vision, I could be in the club cheating.
I'm not fucking with this.
You're not? Am I crazy?
Nah, because it's. No, I can't. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's like you gotta think about, like, if your woman, if you knew how many guys was going after your woman,
Yo.
you'll lose your mind.
Absolutely. I
And
almost did lose
and
my
a
mind.
woman never. A woman always has the ability to make us feel that, like, we are the only man that matter
They're
on
such
this earth.
liars.
Women will compromise on everything to make, because we need that as men. We're built on ego.
We're weak, bro.
So it's like, if the moment, if that's why a lot of people can't even fathom the thought of, like, their woman cheating, right? I used to be that, and then I fell in love with a woman, and then now I'm like, yo, I could work through a cheating situation. That's a fact.
Oh man, yo, Duke, man, I'm just asking, bro.
You could.
Yeah, that's a fact. Because you're not
what
actually
age do you think that happened, like that realization happened? At what age?
28, 29.
Interesting.
So like a couple years ago, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a couple years away from that. Maybe.
You work around that, bro.
Yeah, like,
Because
I mean,
you
it's
stop
controlling your
you
ego,
stop
right?
leading with ego.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
It's
as a
really
man,
ego.
you're, as a man, your responsibility is to protect and provide and to be to give your woman empathy.
Can I tell you what I think?
Sure.
Because I know you're obviously give the answer, but I'm just gonna guess as a younger person, right? So I think it's accountability, and I think it's your ego. I think that if you control your ego, one, and two, the accountability thing in terms of what you are providing. So if you're not making her feel safe, you're not doing this, whatever, this is what can possibly happen, which is what happened.
In terms of cheating,
Yeah.
no, it has nothing
No?
to do with that.
Break
I
it
was
down.
in love.
No, wait.
Like I cared for the first time of
Wow, so she
of
did you
many,
dirty.
right?
Yeah.
I was able to love somebody past my own level. Like, meaning, like, me loving this person had nothing to do with what I was receiving or getting back from it. And I think that for a lot of time we love because we want something back. But the truth, like, and this is, I'm not telling you a story. You can look this up. The truth, like, true love is loving somebody without actually expecting anything back. It's all about giving. And then when you get into that, you're able to tap into that. You realize that, like, now I'm not telling you that, like, it's gonna be like, oh, you cheated, all right, cool, let's go get ice cream. No, of course not. Right? It's
Ice cream.
It's gonna be like building the wall, brick by brick.
Yeah.
And if you're intentional about being with this person, right, you are able to get past them stepping out on you.
But
Because you realizing them cheating has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with her or whatever she was at the state.
absolutely. But I think that you also have to take into account the headspace that the person is in, right? If they're coming to you saying, I cheated, versus, I cheated, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, in both scenarios, if you're in love with the person, are you still willing to work?
Of course, you have to.
Oh, no.
Would you leave your woman now if she cheated?
Absolutely.
Why?
Ego. Like, this is what I'm saying, because it's betrayal and I just can't get over that. You let another nigga have you? Oh my!
Because your
I'm gonna have you back on the podcast. Are you crazy?
Your
Like,
ego is fragile.
Yeah.
But that's what you need to work on, right? I mean, listen, I wasn't always.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just. You're right.
I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
I respect it. I respect the fact that you like, yo, I'm not there yet. I can't do it.
No, I'm not. You put yourself in situations like that, bro. Get cheated on.
I've actually, if I got cheating on, I don't know.
I'm like that too, though.
Like I've never known, like, and I'm not.
Yeah, I don't put it past anyone.
You shouldn't say no completely, but I've never been in situations where I felt uncertain about how that person was moving, even when I wasn't around. So I don't have that fear. But I think that how do you get there? You go get some therapy, man. You go read books. You go really.
That
question.
PayPal link is in the bio. If you guys want to fund these therapy sessions, they're not cheap.
Have you been in therapy?
Not yet, no. But I'm super open to it.
Have you?
Yeah, have you gone to? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had to.
How long?
I mean, it's never ending. I haven't gone this year.
Yeah.
But I've been going since I was 28.
Wow.
Yeah.
What triggered it?
Heartbreak.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Were you questioning yourself? Like, what happened after that?
I mean, you go to therapy, you realize that like the heartbreak has nothing to do why you even in therapy, right? It's not. You realize that like the greatest thing about going to therapy is you realize that everything is connected. There's nothing that just happened because it's pure luck, right?
Yeah.
So your inability to fall in love comes from my lack of relationship with my father.
Yeah, everything is deep,
right? Yeah. I mean, you don't get that from the initial session, but
of course not.
As
in the
you
movies, they play it like that, right? In the movies,
to-
they play like you're chilling on the couch, and that's why, you know.
Yeah. I mean, a movie got to figure out how to sell it,
of course,
visually. But you know, it's a lot of that. Your inability to you know, the reason why I work so hard is, you know, sometimes working hard is a trauma response, right? You're running away from everything else that don't matter, and you become a hustler.
I'm so traumatized, bro. I work so hard. I'm just traumatized, bro. That's all it is, really.
I mean, you know, even
that's a big thing too. Upbringing, bro. Fuck yeah, your parents putting that shit in you.
Even you're funny. Even I'm sure, like if we were to dig into you, like,
a defense mechanism.
Your humor comes from somewhere, right? Like so.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. It came to a point in my life. I asked myself, do I want to continue this, or do I want to be better? Because being better to me in the long term will help me. But that helps you in everything else. It's not just in relationship. It's not. It's at work. It's how you deal with conflict. Is how you
absolutely.
And I'm still a work in progress. I'm not here to let y'all know that. Like I'm still, because for everything that happened to me, it took 27 years for me to start to unravel that.
Facts.
Right.
Bars.
And you know, and it's like, yeah, and. I mean, and I don't know if you're there or not, and it's like you ask yourself, what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? Do I want to be this guy that keeps me safe? Meaning like Mr. Activator, yo, you're cool, you're a dope MC, you're a dope podcaster, that's cool. But who do I really want to be outside of that? Because all of these things are things that I do. It's not really who I am.
Exactly. No, I peeped those things from a long time, like the workaholics kind of running away from. They don't know. I don't get into that too much, but you know what I mean. Like,
no, I mean, for me it was right.
Yeah,
for other people, it could be something else. But it's like, you know, I champion that, and you know, for people that are not where I am or past where I'm. It's very important to share, but in a way that we're not like out here like, because we don't get paid for saying we go to therapy. It's just it's just what we're doing, where we're at, and how we get better. And you could tell when somebody
is in therapy.
It's not even in therapy. You could tell when somebody has depth to them. It's hard for you and not to have a conversation. You don't go back and be like, man, this nigga. Like, it's one thing I'm gonna say that's gonna stick to you, and I think that's how you help carry the messaging forward. It's like, damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers to that, bro.
Hey, man. Cheers to the guys in the back. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. How you feeling?
Good. Feeling amazing, bro. I feel like we've been talking for a while. Really, really smooth. Covered a bunch of topics.
Yeah.
Let's get into listeners' questions. So listeners' questions is something I do where, you know, listeners, they can DM me or send me an email, rotmpodcast@gmail.com. So this one here for this week, we got, what are your thoughts on the Canadian Truckers Freedom Convoy?
I'm going to let you go first.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm relatively ignorant on the topic. I know that initially they got together to kind of, you know, go against the COVID restrictions. That quickly turned into something else, which like most movements do. And it got infiltrated by Nazis, and, you know, I mean, we saw them. We saw them there. A lot of racist. No. There's multiples. Oh, what region are you guys talking about? Where?
I don't know. I just seen one flag. That's all I see.
Do you know where the video was?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Exactly. But anyway, nah, like, because I have a friend like in Ottawa, and she's like, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of these people here. They're coming into my store. That's what I'm saying. So you're saying there's one flag? What I'm talking about, the movement as a whole, right? So this is what I'm seeing, and I'm like, I don't know. But, I mean, going against the restrictions, sure, I want freedom just like you do, but how are you guys going about it? You know what I mean? I don't have a take on this. I really don't.
Do you respect it? Do you respect how they move it?
No.
Why?
Because they let their movement get infiltrated, I guess. You know, maybe because the mission wasn't as clear as it was supposed to be. You know, so I'm not going to really just marry that cause. But, I mean, I guess my real answer is I don't have feelings about it.
You don't care because it doesn't affect you directly.
Maybe, yeah. I think it goes back full circle, right, to the beginning.
Come on, man, tie it in, baby. This is podcasting 101. I've been doing this for 4 years, baby. No, I'm just talking shit. But, I mean, to be honest with you, once you sent it to me, I looked into it because I was like, okay, cool. Like, let me figure this out. But I think that, like, we it's many things that we were wrong about. Government was wrong. We were wrong. We didn't know. I got vaccinated. They should have just came out.
You feel like you were lied to? You feel like you were lied to?
Of course. I know. I feel like people just didn't know what was going on. And instead of like saying like, we really don't know. We're like, we need you to get vaccinated. Okay, that don't work. Oh, shit. Okay, second shot. That don't work. Oh, man, booster. Then you find out people with boosters are dying.
Two boosters, yeah.
If you would have said, listen, this is like the flu. You're going to need to take a shot every year minimum. You might need to take 2. And then we're going to try to figure out. I think it goes better. But anytime you force and you mandate, of course, people are rowdy. So when you're looking at it and you kind of break it down, I'm for the like, yo, go and get yours. Go and fight because, yeah, you shouldn't be mandated because I'm not a trucker. I could be like, yo, y'all are crazy.
Yeah,
but I don't make money. I don't feed my family from trucking. So I can see how they're out there fighting for a cause. Now, the KKK and the white nationalists, the right winger, I mean, they find ways to infiltrate in a lot of these things, right?
Yeah.
And everybody has their own agenda, right? It's like when the riot, peaceful protests happen, the looters go and they go, oh, black people out here looting.
Yeah.
And then they show the video is it's just a nigga that want to steal a goddamn TV. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that for what they doing, you know, it sets the precedent that like now we know how to make the government listen to us, right? It's like, okay, you block the bridge. You know what I mean?
And not even just the bridge, the supplies. Because these truckers have merchandise on them. And
yeah,
the stores are feeling it. Like a lot of those shelves are empty.
$700 million come through there, right? So white people, when you hit them in their pocket, they come back, right?
This is serious.
yeah. Now they like, oh, you got to, you know, they're going to put laws in. I mean, the government is going to get their way. We as people got to figure out how do we exist in this space. So we got to tap into, you know, freeing ourselves, working together, right? Like us podcast working together it's a great step towards that because it shows that though we have 2 separate podcasts, like we're willing to sit down and have a conversation for the benefit of the culture. I think that people got to put their own personal feelings or what they benefit from it to for the greater cause. So for that I respect, but obviously for everything else, I think people find ways to turn it, and the media is also like. Yesterday I was like, let me look at Fox News what they saying.
God.
Fox News was literally taking clips. Like this dude would like have a whole narrative and then he'll show 3 seconds and that ties into his narrative. Now you're like, oh, this bunch of KKK niggas out there. Meanwhile, there's not, you know what I mean? It's like, they're like, oh, people are getting attacked.
Yeah.
And then they'll show a person like, what do you feel? Yeah, somebody just got beat up, cut. Meanwhile, like there's no context to the story. I think that we have to allow ourselves to be like, damn, like you can't really believe a lot of the things that we're seeing. It used to be believe half. Now it's like, bruh.
No, it's like believe like 10%.
Yeah, you gotta go read some books and things like that. So
yeah, and even
I mean, they're gonna get them out of there though. They're not
Yeah.
playing. They're not playing. They're gonna get the tanks out there. They. I mean, the shit went into law yesterday. Oh, they're gonna get them.
They'll find a way. I mean, they're not gonna televise how they do it, but they'll do it. Like you
I
said,
mean,
if tanks
Canada's one of the biggest countries in the world, bro.
Yeah.
Like, even when we're like, yo, we ain't getting vaccine or whatever, bro. Like,
I mean,
I tell
some
people,
of us didn't get it. So
you got a fake card?
no, what the hell? Not me. I'm double vaxxed, bro. I'm proudly double vaxxed. They can check my shit.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people are anti-vax.
Everybody I know got it. I got it. I'm not anti-vax, but I got business to take care of, bro. You know what I mean? I'm building a house in my homeland. I can't let this distract me from what I really need to be. And if that means that I sacrifice myself so my kids and my future wife have a home that they can stay in there tax free, I'm gonna do it. But that's what I'm willing to give up.
Facts.
Right?
I hear you.
And I'm in also, you know, thank God I'm healthy enough that I caught COVID and shook it like the Harlem Shake. You know what I mean?
You got it.
I was down 2 days. Bounced right back.
Sheesh.
Where, you know, when you hear other people, they're like, yo, a week I couldn't, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
listen, the world is fucked up.
Always was.
We have to be able to vibrate. If this is the level that shit is fucked up at, you got to figure out how to vibrate underneath and then get your people out of there.
Yeah. You said it,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it.
I think we're ready for the last statement. I mean, the last segment of the show.
Talk to me.
Silly shit. So on the show, we do silly shit. It's a question. It's a thought. Something comes to my mind. I like to ask the guest. And before we do, we actually take a shot. All right. So, do we have liquor here? We do. And we're back on. All right, bro. Shot time. All right. Let's get into the question.
Okay.
All right. So, what should you do for Valentine's Day if her birthday just passed and you went crazy? I'm not asking this for myself. I'm asking
If
this
her
for
birthday
listener.
passed and you went,
Let's say her birthday was end of the month, January, and you dropped a bag, right? And then Valentine's Day is here. What are you gonna do?
damn. I don't know. This is tough.
Right?
Sexy or,
Wait.
Yeah, it's Valentine's.
You want me to put on lingerie? What do
I
you?
mean,
Would you put on lingerie if it makes your woman happy?
What kind of lingerie is it, bro?
There's men lingerie, you know, my guy.
Is there?
Yeah.
What is it, like boxers? what is it? If it's, I'm not putting no fucking.
It's something sexy for the man, and it is for the woman.
All right, bro.
romantic, meaningful. That's all you gotta do. Something
Alright.
meaningful for Valentine's.
As long as it's not no weird ass shit out, you know what I mean? Like that weird like
What?
Rihanna shit that she put out. Remember the Fenty for Men shit? You didn't see that on Twitter?
With the ass cheeks cut out?
Yeah.
You wouldn't put it for...
I'm sorry, I can't do that. I think it's just ego thing again. I have to work on it, you know, like we talked about.
yeah.
But I'm not doing that. But back to
I
the
mean,
question.
I would do anything that I think would make my woman happy to a certain extent, right? Like, it's like, I don't like to feel the breeze in my butt cheeks or whatever, so I might not, but it's like, I mean, honestly, I think that I would do whatever makes her happy, to be honest. Like, if that means drop another bag, and if I'm in a financial position to do it, I would do it.
All right, bro. What the fuck, man? You're setting me up. What would you guys do on set since you didn't give me the answer I like? What would you guys do actually?
I would do both. He said anything, so.
Yeah. So you actually you drop another bag if
Listen,
you're.
man, I've learned that, like, because women have done this for me, right? Like, I gotta be realistic,
Damn,
right?
bro, this guy's a real one, eh?
Yeah, like what, like, bro, like the woman I've had the opportunity to be with, or at least be, not the opportunity, but like, yeah, that sounds
To be intimate with.
It's a shot you gave me. It's your fault. But honestly, the woman in my life, they've. I was selfish, and the woman I've dated, as they literally are the complete opposite. So what it made me do is like, damn, nigga, like, fix the fuck up, right? And so there was a time where I wouldn't care. Like, it's like, yo, you give me $1, I give you $1.
Oh.
Right? Like, it was that, but I was in survival mode. And I think that for the woman that I've been with, I'll do anything I'm capable of. Now, knowing everything that I know, so it's like your birthday is a month ago. We dropped a bag as a Valentine. We drop another one.
And another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the key word is if you're in position for it. You know what I mean? Like don't strangle yourself financially. Just to
Honestly, when I didn't have money, I would like go to dollar store, buy decoration shit, and cook. Yeah, like that's all I had.
It's a thought that counts, right?
Yeah.
It's not that difficult. Y'all just make it difficult.
But now
No,
it
but
didn't happen
think about
often
it.
because a lot of them, you know what I mean? I was just out here. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
But for the ones that are like, yeah, you gotta. I mean, honestly, I think now the greatest feeling is showing somebody how much you care about them.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Definitely. Like she was very, very appreciative.
2 years ago, you'd have asked me this, would have to shut down this fucking podcast.
Man. So what would you expect your man to do for V-Day?
I wouldn't know, to be honest.
So if you're talking to a guy right now and then V-Day is coming up, let's say you guys are talking for a couple years, you wouldn't expect anything?
I'm very simple. So if he wants to cook me dinner, sure. If he wants to take me somewhere, sure. As long as I spend time with him, that's all that matters.
I want more for you.
You know what? I was also going to say that like men only do what they think they could get away with. So if you simplify a man's life, he's not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Now and I feel that her spirit is very, you know, you got on my, are these mine or those yours? All right, cool. She got on my sleeve, but I'm just pressed. But honestly, it's like I know that like when I was just like, you know, it's like if you, do you want a 50 to pass the course or do you want an 80 to be whatever? If the teacher making it seem like, yo, all you really need is a 50, you're gonna give him a 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you should, you know,
Yeah.
you should challenge a guy. See if he really about this. You know what I mean? He on Instagram with the hello with the money stack. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's
I want to
real,
see
bro.
if it's yours or your homeboy. Y'all put money together just to take the picture kind of thing. But
Yeah.
what about you? What would you do? I'm curious. What would you do?
That's what I'm,
You're in a
it's
relationship.
me. I wrote the question, guys.
Nah, we won't know. We won't know.
Nah. Her birthday was really, really, really amazing. You know, she's the type of girl, like, shout out to my girl. She's amazing because she doesn't expect all these things. She's not materialistic at all, right? And so that's why on her 25th birthday, I'm like, I'm going to give you a shitload of stuff that I know that you would like. You're always like, oh, like, you know, like, because I got her a Telfar a year ago for her birthday, right?
What's a who? A who?
A Telfar bag. It's those bags that all those girls like.
How much is it?
It has an like 3 bills,
Ooh,
right?
Duke, drop it. He
This
drop
nigga,
it.
bro. But anyway,
Hey, look at you.
You're just doing it.
yeah, exactly. I knew she liked us. I'm like, okay, I got it at her birthday last year, and then this year again, I'm like 25th. I'm like, I gotta get her a new one, right? So I'm gonna do that. Sneak up on that. Got her like a jacket, so some fits and stuff like that, whatever,
Ooh,
right?
I like that. Like,
No, but I'm saying like I did it because
bragging over
like,
here. All right.
nah, I did it because like, you know, one, it's her 25th birthday, and it's like she doesn't like ask for these things. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm gonna make her happy, and she enjoyed it. So that's why I just feel good about that. But I just essentially just wanted to, you know, test the water, see what everyone would say for Valentine's Day, because probably
And
have
sometimes people don't ask because they feel like they don't deserve these things that they're asking. That is
That's
why a lot of time, you know, because we all like we like some nice stuff, you know what I mean?
yeah, of course.
I like expensive stuff, and I think that like, I mean, that's the least we could do, right? But I like your girl. I mean, I think that it takes. Let me finish.
I know what you mean.
I like it because I do think you get out of line a bit, and then you need that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That she's like your anchor.
Down.
Yeah, and that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, we
Yeah.
out here. You know what I mean? You see them books over there.
Yeah, he's out here, bro. But
I'm just
nah, man, I think we can end on that, bro. You've been an amazing guest. Thank you so much for coming on.
no problem. No, I appreciate it. I mean, we've been trying to do this for some time, and I think timing is everything. So
Absolutely.
thank you for coming. I'm looking forward to this. And guys, y'all gotta make me look good on this camera because if Duke look better than me, I'm gonna report the video on YouTube. I'm gonna copyright, but honestly, this is good. I enjoyed talking to you. I think that we need to see this side of you more.
Yeah?
Yeah, not the wild shit you be talking about with Koti. You know what I mean? I think that, yeah, you know what I mean? But now, honestly, I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm a fan of it. I listen to the podcast. I watch it. And
Thank you.
to be on there is dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Plug where you have to plug. You don't talk enough about all the work you put in terms of your own podcast.
Yeah.
You know, like I talked to this guy. you know, when you're doing it yourself, you kind of think, oh, like, I'm not nigga out here. You know what I mean? Niggas aren't touching me. Like, what? I got the equipment. I learned myself. I edit it. I chop it up. I do promo, nigga. That's me, bro. I stay up 3 a.m. And then I talk to this guy, like, oh, I do the whole, same. And I'm like, word? He's like, yeah. So he's been doing it for longer too. So just dog, plug your podcast.
My podcast is called Activated Podcast. And the theme of my podcast is, and we got a little bit on here, which I love, is I call it real conversation, real story, real conversation. And it's talking to the average person out there trying to figure out that, like, you have a lot more alike with somebody that's not 100,000 followers on Instagram than not. Other than that, like, I do so much. Like, I was on radio, got fired. We should have talked about that. But you know what? I'm gonna bring you onto my podcast and we're gonna break that down.
Let's do that.
I got my YouTube activated. It was the podcast YouTube now is turned into my vlogging and things like that. I created a production company this year, which I'm trying to push forward, and a lot of bags are coming through that, and it's making me, it's opened up my mind to, like, oh shit, like, this is what we do when you start to taste a little bit of freedom. And I think that other than that, I'm just, I'm a host. I host the Afrofest for the last couple of years.
Yeah. I saw you hosting yesterday too. I don't know if that was a club or.
Yeah, I went to, shout out to Play Toronto. I pull up in there, they're like, yo, we gotta get you on the mic. I was like, yo, yeah, come on, man. I'm connected. And now they hit me up like, yo, we want you to come every. I say, yo, there's some things we gotta talk about. But I've been drinking, right? What else? I think in Toronto, like, you might not be familiar with my name, but you see me, I'm everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and I pay attention to everything. I've been watching your shit for years.
No, we tapped in years ago. You know,
like, and when I mean like I'm not just, I don't message people just to, like, I study your whole. I probably know more about you than you would think.
This is why, like, yo, we're
because I'm a, you know what I mean, I'm locked in. When I'm locked in, it's for real. My personal podcast, the podcast page is Activated Podcast, and my personal page is Mr_Activated. Hit me up. Let's, if you're in Toronto, let's do something.
You heard him. You guys heard him. It's been another episode of Turn That Podcast. It's been great. Yeah, if you guys like the conversation, drop a comment about your favorite part, a like, and keep sharing it. The page is growing, which is amazing to see. You guys keep subscribing. And man, we're gonna be back in another 2 weeks. Thank you to everyone on set as well. Everyone. It wouldn't be a thing here if it wasn't for you guys. So, love for every single person here. Love. We out.